Okay, today we're going to continue our look at preferences, and this time we're looking at project roles. So there are actually two types of roles, contact roles and team roles. And similar to many of the other screens you've seen here in preferences, these are completely customizable lists. Okay, so we understand that already if you've seen any of our other videos in this series. So what are these contact and team roles, and where can I find them? Okay, sure. So we'll start with project contact roles. So we'll go into our project, and where we're actually looking here is on our project general tab, and we're looking at our info screen, which we have defaulted to. Our roles is actually this project context box, and it's this field right here. So each user can have a role assigned from the list you have defined in preferences, which flows through to this little drop down. Very similar mechanism with project team roles. Those are back on projects details down in our project team box, and we can see a similar role functionality, and when we click in it we see a similar option of drop down with all of the predefined roles. Roles are pretty much that simple. There's really not much to them, but they are there and they can be completely configured to whatever grouping of roles that you need in your particular organization. The next one is submittals. So submittals includes CSI codes as well. So we will start with that. And for those of you who don't use CSI codes, you can skip this little portion. But if you do use them, we do offer both the 1995 list and the 2004 list of CSI codes. This list is customizable and configurable, although it does come pre-populated with the standard list of the appropriate year. So in most cases you will not need to customize them. We'll also, before we show you where those are at, we will move on here very briefly to submittal status, submittal types, and submitted by. And again, these are all the same types of fully customizable lists you've seen in many of the other places in preferences. And we'll show you now where all these things can be found. So all of these are under our project logs, under our submittals screen. So if we make a new submittal, we'll see a screen that looks like this. And we'll see here's our list of submittal types that we have configured in preferences. We will also see our submitted by that we have configured in preferences. And we'll see any statuses that we may have added. There will be some that will be standardized, that will always be there, but you can add to the list with those items from preferences. And then the CSI number is right here. And again, you will see whichever list you use by default. And in case you're wondering, if you scroll down, you'll notice the scroll doesn't go all the way to the end of the list. And that's actually deliberate. It's because there's far too many items to list there. But if you do start typing, you will find that the list will automatically update as you type. Like so. So have no fear, they are all there. And that is pretty much all there is to those preferences options for submittals and CSI codes. And then the last thing we're going to look at is the SF330 function codes and profile codes. And if you don't know what these are, these will only apply to you if you are planning on doing architectural contract work for the United States government. If you do not do that type of work, you can actually stop the video here, as this will be the last section we will look at. But this does come, again, with the standardized list of function and profile codes. But again, like all other areas, this list is fully customizable. You can add to it, you can remove from it with either the little delete option or the little plus option to add to the list. So this is, again, fully customizable. So where do you actually use these codes? So these codes are going to be found in Preferences under your General tab and then SF330. And the idea here is that you can use this screen to then track which function and discipline codes you actually use on this project, so that at some point in the future, if you do decide to try and get government contracts, you can provide the government with a report saying how many hours of experience you have in which disciplines to try and win that contract, as that is frequently a requirement of U.S. government contracts. So that's SF330 codes, and that is the last section we're going to look at in this particular video, and we will continue our look at the rest of the Preferences project section in a future video.